man, the Guardians yesterday.
Most fun game I've been to in person in a long time.
you was there?
I'm really disappointed because Corey's in town and we were going to go.
Man.
And he really wants to see Parker Messick pitch. So he said, let's go tomorrow night.
So
I
going
said,
tonight?
Tomorrow's going to be rained out.
Yeah.
You know, we're expecting thunderstorms all through the day and evening.
Mm-hmm.
And so we rolled the dice and we didn't go, but we watched it on TV and it was incredible.
So my college roommate's in town for the next couple of days. He does a sales pitch. He's got a pitch on Wednesday for a company, and he's like, "What should we do?" I was like, "I'll get Guardians tickets." So we got tickets to the game last night. He's like, "How are the Guardians?" He's not a huge baseball fan. I'm like, pitcher pretty good, hitting. They hit 5 home runs in the first 3 innings. He's looking at me like, "Oh, you said this team doesn't hit home runs."
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
So I pulled some numbers for you. Are you guys ready for some absolutely insane stats?
I think they were giving these during the broadcast last night, but let's see if you got any new ones.
So Joe Ryan, the pitcher for the Twins, one of the better pitchers in the American League.
One of the top arms in the league.
Allowed 6 home runs in the game yesterday.
Yeah.
That is the first time.
I was surprised they left him in that long, by the way.
It's the first time a pitcher has allowed 6 home runs in the same game since 1900. 126 seasons that one pitcher had allowed 6 home runs in the same game. It was just the 7th time in Cleveland baseball franchise history that they had hit 7 homers in the same game. Most recently, August 15th, 2019 versus the New York Yankees. Rhys Hoskins and Petey Halpin both had multiple home runs, the first 2 of the Major League career for Petey Halpin. First time a Cleveland pair of players have both hit multiple home runs in the same game since that same game where they hit 7 home runs on August 15th, 2019, when Jose Ramirez and Carlos Santana did it. If you put odds on Jose and Santana hitting multiple dingers at Yankee Stadium, unlikely but not outrageous. Those 2, Hoskins and Halpin,
there would have
both
been no
going
book
yard.
On that.
How much? What was the money?
There would have been no odds on that.
It would have been 1
Petey
million.
Halpin had never homered in a major league game.
Never, ever. And last stat. They had 5 homers. Cleveland had 5 homers through 3 innings yesterday. According to True Media, that was their most home runs through 3 innings since July 22nd, 1994 against the Chicago White Sox. Almost 32 years to the day from what happened last night.
They were 1 shy of tying their team record for most home runs.
8 is the record, yep.
What was bizarre to me was they tied the Progressive Field record, and it wasn't like the big bats of the 95 to 97 teams. It wasn't that era. What was really bizarre was in that game, 2 Indians players also had 2 home runs, and they were both in the stadium last night.
That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sandy Alomar coaching first base, and Ben Broussard was doing the post-game show with Al.
That is nuts. I didn't know that.
It's crazy, and they had to be sitting there, both of them, thinking, "Oh, they're gonna get our record."
Jay, they got to look at this. Like, I want to see like some engineers or somebody come into the booth and talk about this. The ball is flying out to right field. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, if it's not Yankee Stadium right field yet. But, I mean, guys are hitting the ball, and used to be when I would watch these games, I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of territory out there. Usually if you hit the center, it's a lot of territory in center. But out to right and right center, the ball is just...
Well, they opened up the top. Remember that.
Rocchio's home run, in particular, when it left the bat, and we were sitting first baseline, not like close, but like first baseline, it looked like a pop-up to right field.
Right.
And it kept going, and the right fielder kept backing up. And backing up, and then it's 15 rows into the right field stands. It was miraculous.
We've had enough games now at Progressive Field since the renovations to know the sample size is large enough to be able to compare it home runs per game to right now compared to home runs to right previous to the renovations. What they did was when they removed those shipping containers, that now is an open breezeway. And I remember when we were there before they played the first game after the renos, everybody was talking about how in BP the ball was really getting up and out to right field. It was carrying much better. Now, obviously, you need a wind that's pushing the ball outside that way for that breezeway to have any real impact. Anecdotally, G, I think you're right. Anecdotally, I do think the ball is flying out to right field at a higher rate than it was. I don't know that it's dramatic, but I do think it just seems that there are more home runs being hit to right field for sure. Petey Halpin said something in the postgame interview that I thought was really interesting. He said they knew that they were going to have their hands full with the pitcher. They knew that. So when they were taking BP, they had set up the machine to tunnel the ball low fastballs, because that's where he lives. And they said from taking enough swings and getting into that mindset of getting up and under the balls that are pitched low, that he thinks that had something to do with them and their preparedness for the game. Now, all that being said, one of Halpin's 2 home run swings, the ball was at his neck.
I was going to say that.
I don't know how he got on top of that.
I was going to say, Halpin and Rocchio, like, Ryan is pitching, right? And I'm like, when the ball he threw, that was a good pitch. Like, who turns on a fastball that's eye level and puts the barrel of the bat on like that? I thought he didn't make now the Hoskins pitches, those were a little different.
Hoskins crushed one.
But I felt these weren't like crazy pitches, and I'm surprised Halpin turned on that one.
He was too. He was asked in postgame, "How'd you do it?" He goes, "I don't know." I mean, when you look at the video back, it's incredible. Also, I think I got the players right here. This stunned me. Last night in the game, there were 3 players for the Guardians who, on the night they hit their first home run, had 2. Chase DeLauder did it on opening day this year.
Halpin.
And Halpin obviously became the second or the third to do it, but the other one is Manzardo. When he hit his first home run for the Guardians, he had 2 on that day. So that's really weird that in the history of the franchise, I think they said they'd had 8 players do that. On the night they hit their first home run, they hit 2. And 3 of them were on the field last night.
It was one of those games that when you're actually there, it was hard to believe what was happening. Like, you just kept standing up cheering.
I couldn't believe it when I was home.
Stand up cheering. Sit down. In the second inning, they led off with Bailey and Halpin. And I look at my buddy Court, my college roommate, I'm with him, like, these might be 2 of the worst hitters in baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Bailey, who homered later, rips a single up the middle. It was like 108 off the bat. And then Halpin goes yard. He looks at me and goes, "Yeah, you don't know anything. Like, what do you do for a living again?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, I know."
Well, you know what? That's the beauty of baseball.
It is.
And did you guys see a Halpin after he hit the first home run when he goes back into the dugout and the medieval treatment they give him with the helmet? And he got mogged in a good way, like a friendly. But he slapped his teammate in the face on the way in.
I didn't see it.
I'll send you the video. I don't know who he slapped.
He meant to slap someone's hand and hit their face.
It looks like it was like a
intentional.
Not in like a malicious or a bad way. In the
Just
break, I'll send you.
Way.
Yeah, and the dude took it and then went and like cheered him. Like, I was like,
I don't think I saw that.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. This was incredible.
An open hand slapped. You have to joust to the death after that. If another man slaps you in the face, open hand.
What if that man has a helmet on though? He's got the chrome helmet. Does that allow him to do that? He just homered.
Yeah.
He might get a pass.
The helmet gives him a
little bit of leeway.
Level of amnesty.
The one thing I'll say, we had a picture there of Stephen Kwan up a second ago.
He's
your boy.
He's on
back.
fire.
He is back.
He's on fire.
My man is
on fire.
Back.
On fire.
That was the Kool-Aid Jay. He was like, he back.
He was hitting right around 200.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
200 with a 585 OPS. I update these every day. His OPS has risen 60 points. He is now, and I don't know if this is a better stat for Kwan or a worse stat for Manzardo, but their OPSs are 15 points apart.
Yikes.
That's not great considering how bad Stephen Kwan started the season.
That's really bad for Manzardo. His command of the strike zone has gotten better. Mm-hmm. I was complaining early that he kept looking at pitches that were center cut, and he was swinging at balls that were out of the strike zone. But over the last month and a half, he's spitting on pitches that are on the edges, which is how you know you're starting to get command of the strike zone when you're looking at pitches that are very close, but they're out. And now he's starting to be more aggressive on balls that are center cut fastballs early in the at bat. He's jumping on them. And I think he's hitting almost 400 for the month of July.
They showed on the, when people come up to bat, on the giant screen they have, they showed a little stat. As of last night, I'm not sure what the number is as of this morning, he was hitting 438 in July, which was number 1 in majors.
It's crazy.
And had an OPS of 1.112, which led Major League Baseball, was the highest monthly OPS of his entire career.
If he returns to, and it looks like he has, but if he maintains this, and Hosey comes back, and Martinez comes back. Martinez had a nice night Sunday down in Columbus. Mm-hmm. I think he had a couple of doubles. If these pieces come back and the pitching can maintain their dominance,
got a real chance.
You've got a real shot to run off this division. You have the video of Halpin slapping.
Yeah, guys, we got to wrap here, but quick video of Petey just smacking him.
Wow, that's
what
crazy
in the world?
Work.
Was that Hedgie?
That's crazy.
I don't know who it was.
This is crazy.
The guy who got slapped goes on to then celebrate with. I'm not sure if we can actually show this video, but
What?
Like, was he trying to dap that other dude up and he just caught him? Was he trying to do this and he caught him with the glancing blow? Maybe.
I don't know.
Was it a setup move?
Hey, if the video goes on, the guy goes back and is like jumping on his back like in a celebratory way.
Yeah,
so
and everybody.
It's almost one of those things where he said, "Bro, if you homer again, I'm gonna just put my face out there. I want you to slap it," because he was leaning with his face. He didn't even have a hand out for a high five.
I don't know. I saw it live. It was incredible.
His arms weren't even up, but we gotta go.
By the way, that's the best celebration in the world.
Slap your teammate square across the face.
Like if he does that more than one time from now on, it'll go viral.